Good. Well, the subject that Debbie and I was just talking about will help you greatly.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll listen then.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to start over.
I'm sorry. I had the nurse here.
So, what we were talking about is that we have all of these electrical things that can happen in our body that seem like magic when they actually do it.
Yeah.
And it's because of the nervous system and how, we claim that we don't understand it. We have autoimmune and all that stuff, and there's not a lot of understanding of the nervous system because that's where all the magic happens. And it's got to do with the field around the body, and it's got to do with electrical impulses and all of those types of things that can, spontaneously heal stage 4 cancer, and just all kinds of things can happen when when everything lines up correctly electrically. And that's a power that we all have. And, we would all strive to be able to use it, especially at will. And, to have that entire power working for you, there are steps to get there. I mean, we can get ourselves feeling great and, have a normal life, but we can absolutely go much farther than that. And what Debbie and I were talking about is that it comes with a perspective it comes with a perspective about who we are and the lives that we're leading. And what that perspective is first of all, you want to embody your true soul. That is who you were before you entered into the body you're in now. So how do you embody your true soul? Is through having integrity, authenticity, compassion, love, and empathy for all things. And the reason that is so is because the soul that you have, that you were, that you are, that's the vibration of the soul.
Okay.
Human beings don't walk around in that vibration, right?
No.
They
No,
should.
there's some miserable people there.
They should.
Gratitude for anything.
There's a lot of different. You turn that down. You got an echo.
Oh, do I?
Turn it down. So, sorry, I forgot what I was saying there for a second.
Oh, you were talking about integrity and sensitivity and all that.
Yeah, the reason you want to have that as a human being is because that's the vibration of your true soul. Okay, all souls vibrate at that. They're not like human beings. They're not all highs and lows and all of that. They already know all the answers on the other side. They're vibrating with those characteristics. So that's the vibration that the true soul has. And once you match that vibration, then the soul can, embody you. The true soul can embody you. And when that happens, that's when the magic really begins. And it's because.
Sprouting on that?
Pardon?
I feel very, very different. Like I'm sprouting on that. Like instead of doing prayers at night, I've been doing gratitude and reviewing how I've treated people, how I treat myself.
Don't misunderstand. None of this is about religion. This is about it's about spirituality, your true soul.
Yeah. Instead of prayers, so I've been going over my gratitude of the day of what I'm happy for, and I'm really, really studying all those areas, and I am finding inside I'm happier, even though I lost my best friend. I had a dream about him, and that was nice. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's easy to see. Like I remember when Olivia died. That was my other cat. It devastated me, but
Mhm.
it devastated me in my heart. But that's all. It didn't really affect my life, because I know that she just went home and that I will see her again.
That's what
And,
I feel.
and we're all just going to go home at some point. And not to get off topic of what we're talking about here. So when you embody those energies of integrity, authenticity, compassion, love, and empathy, it's easy for the soul to join in the body because the soul is not in the body. It is standing behind you. It
Yeah.
can't get in, it can't get in until you match the vibration.
Oh,
You
Lipton.
match the vibration, then it can come in.
Oh, that's what Lipton was sort of saying, wasn't he, with the energy around us?
Exactly what he was saying, just not in those words. And
Yeah.
the other thing is that we have the perspective that we are human beings. That's what Debbie and I were just talking about. We're living in these bodies from the perspective of being a human being. And when you can see past yourself and see that you are actually an angelic being having a human experience, all of a sudden you're not just the body anymore. You're using it as a tool, as a vehicle to express the soul through. Okay, so if you join the perspective of being something more outside of this body and using the body as a vehicle, like an angelic being having a human experience, and use that every day in your daily life, and use it when you're looking at other people instead of judging them. Use it when you're interacting with other people. Use it when you're working. Use it when you're shopping. Become the angelic being having a human experience and use the intelligence of that soul through integrity, authenticity, compassion, love, and empathy, and you got full power. And that's all I can tell you. I know that for sure. The the challenge is living in that perspective and seeing the world differently from how you're seeing it right now.
I have a little question that I had written down. Sometimes when I'm shopping, um, I feel other people's energy in me and me going into them, and they smile at me,
Yeah,
and it's a really good feeling. Like they don't know me, they treat me like they do.
yeah.
And
It
but
happens to me all the time,
and
Wendy.
some people scowl and and it feels bad. Like it feels like my energy is being shoved back in, and it hurts.
That is just your intuition telling you that about the energy of that person. It's not offensive. That is the energy of that person. Like, that's a gift that you have to be able to understand what another person's energy is. So especially when you're in having dealings and interactions with other people and you can feel what their energy is. The problem with all of us that feel these energies, we think it's our own, and it's not. It's the other people. And it happens to me all the time. And I used to always think, why am I feeling this way? I wasn't. It's the other person.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm starting to sort of understand that because, like, as Debbie says, she's a happy person, and I'm sort of like you, Deb, like good feelings and stuff, and someone can crush me, but now I'm realizing that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to push that energy away. Like, how do you do that? Do you ignore them, or do you just put focus on something, try and think nice about them, or they'll come out of that? Like, or do you just get away from them?
Well, the most powerful thing that any one of us can do is coming from that angelic perspective. Okay,
Yeah.
when you see another person that is a certain way or having a certain problem or whatever is going on, see it from that perspective instead of the human one. So how would an angelic being see that? They would see that as that poor soul has still got a lot to learn. That poor soul still has a lot to learn, and the compassion should actually be for them because they've got a long road in front of them to learn everything they need to know about what's really going on here. And how far away are they from what you are trying to master right now? A long way, because they're not thinking that way at all. Like they are deeply involved in the human experience instead of the angelic one. And everyone that is just having a human experience is incomplete. And that is why we're always trying to find something. We're always trying to find a lover. We're always trying to find a new car. We're always trying to find a better house. This, that, and the other thing. And the only thing that we really need is our true soul. And then you become whole because you actually know who you are. You know what your power is. You know where you came from. You know where you're going back. And you know that having integrity, authenticity, compassion, love, and empathy is not only just the vibration of the soul, but it's the energy that gets everything done for you.
I, like, because I kept going over and over things. I know I'm budding. Like I'm not there, but I'm really starting to feel it. And Jeff kind of giggles at me, but I feel that he's starting to do it with me without him not realizing.
Yeah. So here's the thing, buddy. If you can
Like,
see,
because he's
like
starting to.
the soul's perspective that you're trying to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
sees everything out there as either a gift or a lesson. And the lessons come over and over again until we see things the right way. And when I say the right way, I mean from the soul's perspective, because that's the right way.
I find him even like he's very satisfied with life now. He's just a little worried about his job, but I mean, like, he doesn't want more. He used to be very needy.
Yeah. Well, just make sure that he understand. Make sure that he understands that the things that we worry about are the things we're attracting to us, because any kind of energy that you create, good or bad, becomes a magnet and it pulls that thing directly to you. So he should be seeing the job as absolutely secure and going to go on for as long as he wants it to. That's the energy he should be putting towards it, not worrying about losing it. Because if you're worrying about losing it, you're just
No,
calling it in.
it's not.
I'm sorry, Wendy, go ahead.
Well, that's okay. He's not going to lose it. It's just it's coming more and more into Toronto, his job,
Yeah.
and he wants to get one closer. And he's older, so people don't really want to hire an older guy.
Yeah. Well,
That
there's
that's
there's reasons everything happened, and if we can see them as a gift or a lesson, one of them's going to be correct, and a lot of the lessons that we're here to learn is to find our way back to our true soul. We're here to learn the perspective of the true soul, because that's the perspective that we're trying to bring into this reality. That's why there's lessons here in the first place.
yeah.
There's not lessons here just because of consequences for something
And
you did before.
he has much to give. Like he's with what he does, you really shouldn't quit.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to sell him to me, but he does need
No,
to
I
think
think
about it.
selfish.
He does need to think that he's secure.
Mm-hmm.
He should just feel secure and let all that stuff go. I know it's easy to say, but
Yeah, I know. Well,
it's
I
true.
keep telling her.
It is true though.
Yeah, I believe it. I do. I'm starting to see a lot differently, and I'm happier, and he's happier. So, not that we weren't happy, but I mean, it's always nice to be happier, right?
Oh, sure.
And I don't know. So, what do you have to say, Deb?
I was just thinking what you're saying. I believe what you're saying about living in, you know, with your soul and that, but I still think part of us we still live the human life with the worrying and, you know, the job and everything. I think we still worry about that stuff.
Well, we do, Debbie, because we are deeply human.
Yes.
And you know, the whole idea of coming here and having a life in the first place was to not just to have fun. It was to come and enjoy and have fun, but we were also to come and enjoy and have fun through learning who we really are.
Yeah.
Because when you learn who you really are and you find your way back to the perspective of the soul, then you get all the gifts that that you would normally have.
Yeah.
Like, why do we want to drive a car with a blindfold on? We don't have to, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same analogy where a lot of things will go better in life and you'll be able to enjoy life better once you've reached the right perspective.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of things going wrong in the world. There's a lot of difficulty out there. It's everywhere you look. And the people that are not experiencing that are in a better perspective. And it is that perspective that we as human beings want to say, well, they got that perspective because they have money. They got that perspective because look who they're married to. Like, we seem to think that people are a certain way because of what they've achieved. But how about they only achieved it because of their perspective first, right? Now, you can say the same thing about somebody that won the lottery. You can say, well, they're only that way because they won the lottery. Well, maybe that frequency changed them, because when our perspective changes, everything changes. Cellularly, electrically, magnetically, we become someone else, energetically and physically, because your biology changes as soon as the energy changes. It's like the science of epigenetics. Epi means over the gene.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily money over health. It is energy over health. That's the epigenetics of health and energy.
That's a euphoria.
You have good health if you have good energy because you're living in the right perspective. Energetically, your body wants to fix everything itself,
Mhm.
right? So the reasons things go on and go wrong, and you know, if it's not from blunt force trauma, then it's from failing to provide something, right? The body's
Unfortunately,
missing something.
I had
Pardon?
some accidents. Unfortunately, I had accidents falling downstairs that have
Yeah,
done this. Um,
I
I
call
have,
that blunt force trauma.
yeah. I was told today that I had the two best top neurosurgeons, and they're both going to operate on me tomorrow. And they said your attitude is so amazing. You are going to come through this sailing.
Good.
Well,
They
that's the
said,
right thing to tell you. I can say that for sure.
yeah. And even though I was panicking because I was scared, right? Like I was getting things mixed up, but they could see that I just felt so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You'll be
So
fine.
tomorrow they said I'll be really grumpy.
anyway, I want you two to think about what we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, ponder it from all perspectives, but write down the questions, because we can get into this really deep. Um, in class 3, where we talk about the grand rules, those respect the free will of others and do no harm.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely part of the true soul. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Discovering your true soul is the first step. The next step is what's happening with the planet and everything that's going on in a major way that's about to change. And finding your true soul is the very first step to being in the right frame of mind for everything that's about to happen. And I'm telling you right now that a lot is going to happen.
Oh,
They
yeah.
say they say 2030 is the real turning point.
Yeah.
Well, it'll all be completed by then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's only 3 years
They say
from
you won't even recognize anything anymore.
Really? My
now.
gosh.
Yeah, lots of things are going to happen, especially energetically. I
Yeah.
mean, it's already well underway. Like the changes that began in 1859 at the very first
Yeah.
Carrington event from the sun, and it's been a gradual increase ever since. The frequencies are rising and rising and rising because of where we are in the orbital space.
A lot
And
of disasters, that's for sure.
pardon?
A lot of natural disasters, and I guess it's from this frequency. The
Well,
Earth.
it's because everything's supposed to change. Everything is supposed to change with the frequency. The earthquakes, volcanoes, and all the storms are more intense and more frequent because of because of the energetic vibration. But all of those things are happening so that the planet can change the way it needs to play to change. And we are being changed as well, especially right now. From the last 2 weeks of June to the end of July is going to be a major rise in frequency.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a big month, July.
Yeah. July is going to be a very big month, and energetically, people that aren't getting on board with that are going to find that their lives are more difficult because they're in an opposition of the energy.
Yeah.
And the one of the best things you can do is get outside and get your bare feet on the ground because that's what changes your body electrically is having that connection.
When we got home from Maximus, I took my shoes off and went out on the grass. Jeff goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm getting energy. I need it so badly right now."
Yeah,
And I just walked all around the grass and
yeah,
you're right. Like I always hang on to trees and talk to them. I've done that all my life.
yeah. Keep doing it because it's more important now than ever.
Tree study
Because
was intense.
it's
You
more
know,
important now than ever because of the energies that are changing. They're changing so fast, our bodies aren't keeping up with them. So we need to get.
it's as much as I can. I talk to them all the time. Got tons of house plants.
You physically got to touch the earth outside.
Yeah, yeah. I try and go out every day and take my shoes off and walk around and
Yeah,
either sit or lie in the grass. I should lie in the front lawn. They'll think I'm there's a lunatic over there.
yeah, and start eating some of the weeds. Start eating some of the weeds. They'll have you on the 10th floor of Scarborough Centenary.
I said, "Where's the grass?" And I don't mean the pot. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, and I'm trying to get Jeff through it quietly. Like he doesn't like change, but if I show him things that feel good, he likes it.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
taking our shoes off at the beach and walking in the sand.
people need things to be the way they believe that they are. And
Hmm.
the problem is with our belief. Our belief was never really correct. It always had some flaw in it to be true. And grounding was a huge one. It's so powerful. And
I still,
hospitals used to use it faithfully,
yeah,
and they just don't anymore. I don't think it's happened since the early 1900s, but it used to be an absolute thing.
as a child, it felt so good to run around without shoes on.
I
Oh,
know. Hey, I remember those days. You take your shoes
a-
off. Now, if
absolutely.
I take my shoes off, like you see the dogs peeing all over the grass, and
I don't know what stopped us from doing it though, because we were so happy-go-lucky, and then all of a sudden we were in sandals. Like, why?
Oh boy.
It looks like you're born with the knowledge, and then somebody takes it away from you.
uh,
One of the best places to ground is the beach where the sand is wet. Like,
Love it.
that's a really good connection. Green grass is a good connection.
I
Trees are
love
really
it when the
good.
little waves come and pull the sand under your feet.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just love
Well, the water provides an energy too. Water is consciousness.
Yeah.
So it holds memory, but it multiplies with the grounding effect. Like you're getting two sources of energy at the same time. That's why beaches are so good and so popular energetically.
it. We
Like
used to take walks every day down there, and he'd go in the
uh,
water for the longest time.
a
And
lot
I'd
of
go in.
a lot of healing happens on beaches, and that's kind of the way or the reason that the business that I have used to be called Beach Energy for a reason. That's the reason.
Oh,
And I used to do the odd session down at the beach down here at the bottom of the hill.
oh, like, oh, okay. Where else used to swim? Yeah,
Yeah, Muskoka Beach.
that's a good idea.
What's that?
That's a really good idea
Yeah, it actually is a tremendous idea. That
because
way,
a lot of
that way,
people
that way
don't realize.
you're both grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyhow, people can feel really good with something, but don't realize to do it again.
Well, that's the human perspective, right? We've been taught so much stuff that we can't remember it all, and it almost seems like that was on purpose. But I'm going to say it wasn't. But there's just so many choices of one thing. Like there's so much more than we've ever had to make choices about that we struggle with that from the human perspective, but you won't struggle with it from the soul perspective. You'll do the one that feels right. Like you feel your way instead of asking someone else and seeking the answer outside of yourself. You'll feel whether it feels right or not. You'll trust your own intuitive clairvoyance.
Yeah, it makes total sense, and I'm really starting to understand it more. I used to be
Yeah,
very insecure about decisions, and I'm
yeah,
finding I'm realizing I know what's right now, and I know the decision to make. Like instead of being so insecure about it.
yeah. Don't get in your head about it because that leads to maybe this, maybe that.
Yeah,
Back to judgment, and that's just like looking outside of yourself. But when you feel it, then you've gone inside for the answer, and it's the right one. It's always the right one.
I think we ignore our intuitivity. Um,
Oh, we've been taught to ignore it.
We've
Absolutely.
been taught to do a lot of like, well, think it through and think of all the answers that it could be. And sometimes that's stupid because then you bring in too much when your first intuition is usually the right one. They say about people, everything.
That's that's the whole agenda, really. Um, like I said, as a human being, we're always feeling like we want more, like we want to achieve more, we want to be happy, we want to be loved, we want to feel like we've reached the goal. And that will always continue because the real goal is to become whole, which includes the soul. And then you know who you are. You know where you came from. You know your power. You know that you don't need anything because once you've reached that, you can have whatever it is that you want. But it's done with integrity, authenticity, compassion, love, and empathy, and embodying the perspective of the soul. And when we literally start to use it every day, and what happens is we end up gifting a lot of people energy without even realizing that we're doing it because what we don't realize right now as human beings is that when we go through our day, every day, we are either hurting someone's energy or gifting them with good energy just by how we look at them, what we may think about what they're doing, or every thought, intention, and emotion contains a value of energy that is like a currency, that is governed by the grand rules. It's a give and take system where we're all sort of gifting each other energy or taking it away just by all the thoughts, intentions, and emotions that run through our mind every single day. That's the important part, the real life every single day. When we start to see everything going on out there as a gift or a lesson from the perspective of the soul, we are contributing to the betterment of all of humanity and all of life and to our own energy. Because as soon as we start doing that, our energy starts to multiply. All your cellular biology energy, all of your intuitive energy, all of your hands on healing energy exacerbates greatly. From putting that level of effort into it, you are rewarded. You achieve it. It's mastery, energetic mastery that will come in as soon as we can live from that perspective and use it every day in our daily life.
And
You
then
will
it'll,
start, you will start to increase energetically, and all of your connectedness will come alive.
I had a lot of tests today, and they said, "How are you so bloody healthy? All your blood work is perfect, right in the middle of perfect. Everything they tested really deep, and they said my heart was like really young, my lungs were great, and they said, and you can't move much. How are you so healthy?"
that's
Well,
good.
And I thought that when my
you
dog passed, Brent said, "Be careful of your blood work." So I really worked on.
feeling right.
I really tried to work on this because I
You're
thought,
you are completely in control of your blood chemistry, and I'm proud that you're saying that you did that right. That's really good.
I was so happy,
Yeah,
and they were saying you can't move much. Like I only walk a block a day, and then I kept putter because my back hurts so bad. I ended up like the hunchback.
yeah,
And they said, "How have you achieved this?"
yeah.
Isn't
That's
that
really
all?
good. That's really good, Wendy. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I was a little bit scared.
The most powerful blood work is your thought, intention, and emotion about yourself and the world you're living in. That's where your blood chemistry comes from. Your emotion about it.
Yeah, so I thought you'd be interested in that because you told me because I
I'm
was Debbie, I was grieving so badly.
I'm absolutely interested because
I
this is
I was
this
just
is
sad
this is
myself.
this is what I'm trying to express to everyone, that we are in control of this.
Yeah. Even my blood sugars, everything. Like,
Yeah,
and
there's
I
no
lost a little bit of weight.
there's there's no pills in the world that can do what you can do
Mhm.
from doing it on the inside. It's an inside job.
Yeah, and I was doing the earplugs every night and trying different ones. And
You mean the headphones, like you were doing the homework?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Earplugs mean you can't hear nothing.
no, no wonder the blood works so good. World's falling apart. Oh, and here, no, the headphones with all the different, trying some different ones, and I did.
Yeah,
I looked up grieving an animal, and I listened to some of them,
yeah,
and they just talked about how wonderful the experience was to be with them, and they're still with you, and it just made me feel better. Like I felt really good.
yeah.
It's,
No, that's really good. That's really good news.
yeah, so I have been working. May look like I don't, but I do.
I like to hear that stuff. I'm still waiting to hear from that patient of mine as well. He's boarding a plane for Africa. Well,
Oh,
actually, he's gone now. I think he left yesterday.
okay.
I don't find out anything about him until he gets back.
I
If you think in your mind about leaving the age of Pisces and entering the age of Aquarius, That is exactly what they're talking about. Going around that big circle. We left Pisces, we're now in Aquarius. It's a different energy, it's a different vibration. The frequency is rising. The farther in we go, we just basically walk through the door, and we're entering all of this new stuff now. All of the energies are changing. Our DNA is going to change. Species are going to die. New species will be created. There's just a whole energetic shift happening. The Earth is going to reconfigure itself in a major way. There will be all kinds of crazy weather events and geological changes. It's that time. The gravy train is over. Everything is about to change in a major way,
Wow.
and this is
Thank
just the beginning.
When they say it's the year of the Aquarius,
Thank you very much.
what I'm in
I
for.
can't hear you, Debbie.
I said, when they say it's the year of the Aquarius, I said, it makes me wonder what I'm in for.
Well, it's got nothing
Water.
to do with you personally. That's just your soul sign, like the time that you were born. You take on a lot of the characteristics of the star sign. Um, there can be good and bad Aquariuses. You know what I mean? And that's the same for
Everybody.
every one of them. It's basically how close we are to embodying the soul, how much we understand the oneness, the wholeness of the soul being a part of you within your own body. Right?
Yeah.
That is the actual agenda. It's to have fun, learn lessons, and find your way back to your true soul, to your full power. And it's really good if you can do it here, because what happens when you do it here on the planet is that it helps everyone else on the planet find their way. It's like that 100th monkey thing where, you know,
Yeah.
you teach a monkey something new, and by the time it gets to the 100th monkey, all the monkeys around the globe know how to do it somehow. It just happens because it's vibration frequency. And frequency travels great distances, and because it's energetic, it gets in the matrix of the planet, and it's supplied to everything and everyone.
I didn't know that one about the monkeys. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. There's been not just monkeys, but all kinds of animals that have learned things that way, and then all of a sudden everybody has learned it. It's kind of like asking yourself, how can there be thousands of years old pyramids on every continent? Because there are. How did that happen?
Yeah.
If nobody was traveling between continents.
Maybe we will find out soon.
You just might. it can probably be found out if you go inside to find out.
Yeah, there's so much lately. Wow. It is getting, it's exciting and it's a little unnerving, but
Yeah, so, I mean, there's been a lot of myth and fairy tale all through our past history, right? And, you kind of got to re-examine all that stuff and say, was it really a myth or a fairy tale, or was it documented fact? Because, there's so many things that can happen energetically that would seem like magic to us or literally impossible because we've never seen it happen before, and we don't think, mechanically or biologically it can happen. But energetically, we now know that when you change the frequency of something, a piece of cardboard can become a piece of wood, or if you change, it can become a piece of steel at the right frequency. Because there's really only two things here: energy and matter. Everything here is made out of energy and matter. And what makes it different? The vibration, the frequency of it. So how did that happen? And how can we change the frequency? So, I mean, if you can turn a plastic cell phone into a piece of steel by changing the frequency, or make it levitate and do all kinds of things, like frequency is literally something that we have not experienced with in the right way and documented it. Like there was a guy out on the West Coast, a Canadian guy named Ken Hutchison. He bought a bunch of old Army surplus equipment and he was experiencing the frequencies. And he got raided by the government because people in the next apartment had stuff floating around in their apartment because of the frequencies he was generating. Stuff was levitating in that apartment, and it was because of what he was doing in his apartment. Stuff was levitating in his. He could melt 2-inch solid steel bar just like it was bubble gum, just by putting a frequency to it. Like there was so many things that he was doing, and it's not about what he was doing. It's about us understanding that frequency is in control of everything, especially inside our bodies, but outside of our bodies as well. Like everything that's here has a frequency and it needs to maintain a frequency to be correct. And as soon as the frequency starts to change, the thing has to change. It'll change in its quality, it'll change, for better or for worse. All kinds of things change with frequency. Frequency governs every single thing, and it can make things change. And the fact that we're entering a new energetic area in space with our solar system, all of the planets and the sun, everything is changing energetically to match what it's going into. And it has to change. It has to change because of where we're going. So that's where we're at energetically. And that's also the reason that I'm saying that it's a good time to get right with your perspective about who you are and what your power is. And get your bare feet on the ground. Really, really important. So I'm going to edit this video heavily,
Okay.
and I'm going to get all of